We're assembled in the City Hall this morning to talk to our community. The last few days in Hamilton have been quite an ordeal. Many folks did not know when this sub-freezing temperature and ice storm came a week and a half ago that we would be in this recovery mode, which is going well. But I'm going to ask Ross Reed to come at this time to the podium and kind of go through the series of events that have happened, some of the remedies that have been placed in order during this time, things that have occurred and have been already calculated and covered and captured and fixed and mended. So Ross, without further delay, I want you to come to the podium and go over this sequence of events.
Good morning. We're assembled here on Saturday, January 27th to address the public on everything to do with our water system and everything to this point. When we started compiling what needed to get out to the public, we found it best to do another video kind of statement explaining what, just because it was too much to put in a regular post. I want to open up by offering our citizens a little bit of insight as to how our water system works. Our water system is supplied fully through the Buttahatchee River and treated at the water treatment plant located north of town, just off of Buttahatchee Drive. Once the water goes through the treatment process, then transported and held in what is known as the 1,000,000-gallon tank, which is located right beside the water treatment plant. From there, water is transferred throughout our system to the other 7 tanks in our service area. It's important to note that because of the design of our system that some of these tanks fill in sequence. For example, on the west side of town, water must leave the 1,000,000-gallon tank and travel to the Mitchell Hill tank. There, the water must be stored and reach a capacity of around 30%. Then booster pumps are kicked on and the water is transported to the Weston tank. It has to reach a capacity of 30% there, then the boosters can kick on, transporting the water to the Baggett tank. This is the exact same scenario for the east side of town with the industrial tank. It must reach around 30%. Booster pumps will kick on and then water is transferred to the Rabbit Hill tank. I also want to note that elevation is a very important factor in our transportation of water. That's why we have the booster pumps. That's how we're able to get water as quickly as we can to our residents. The average production rate of the water treatment plant is approximately 1.3 million gallons of water per day. When the system is at 100% capacity, meaning that all tanks and lines are filled, our system can hold approximately 4.5 million gallons of water. But it is also important that the citizens know that once our system reaches a capacity of around 30% and all lines are charged, this is when we have normal function throughout our system. Beginning on Monday, January 15th, the city of Hamilton was impacted by an ice storm that everyone felt. During this time, our system experienced multiple costly breakdowns, allowing water to escape our lines and not reaching the tanks and service lines throughout our system. On Saturday, January 20th, all of the major breaks, including an 18-inch main in downtown, were restored. And it was at this time that our system began to recoup some of the losses that we had during the ice storm. This was until Sunday, January 21st, and due to an unforeseen event in our treatment process, which prevented us from treating water, we had to go into a plant shutdown. Even though this part of the system is new, technicians from Birmingham came in and restored function to the treatment plant. Both the city and the technicians from Birmingham had reason to believe that the problem was rectified. Beginning on Monday, January 20th, our plant began to treat water, and some restoration in our service lines were seen throughout the system. The plant was fully functional, treating and pumping out the approximate 1.3 million gallons of water per day, and this happened for approximately 36 hours until Wednesday, January 24th, when the previous event mentioned reoccurred at the plant, causing another shutdown in our treatment facility for several hours. The technicians from Birmingham were called back in. We installed new pumps, replumbed, and implemented backup plans in case the problem occurred. We would be ready to maintain treating water. At approximately 7:15 a.m. on Thursday, January 25th, our treatment facility began to operate again at full function with no complications. It is because of the steady gains that we have had in our treatment process, I can now report that the current levels of our tanks are as follows. The million-gallon tank, 63.9%. The Highway 43 tank, 33.7%. The industrial tank, 24.7%. The Rabbit Hill tank, 32.2%. The Pikeville tank, 35.7%. The Mitchell Hill tank, 32.9%. The Weston tank at 27.5%. And currently the Baggett tank still is at 0, but with a few more hours, we hope to have the Weston tank up to the 30% mark so we can begin pumping water to the Weston tank. We can now report that everyone in our service area should have water by Monday, barring there are no more complications in our system. I now want to turn to the water safety and how the Alabama Department of Emergency Management plays into all of this. So on Thursday, January 25th, the Alabama Department of Emergency Management, also known as ADEM, came to Hamilton to assist. After viewing things, the City of Hamilton was placed under a do not drink order, and this is just a recommendation from ADEM. It was not a requirement, but it was a suggestion. So out of an abundance of caution and the recommendation from ADEM, we were placed under a do not drink order. This is more than likely due to the amount of sediment and silt that entered our lines when the breakages occurred, as well as the sediment that was already in the bottom of our tanks. This is also probably the cause why many citizens have realized a decolorization and or smell of their water. However, there is no evidence that harmful substances are in our water when it is treated and leaves the facility. However, per ADEM, a do not drink order means the following. Number one, the water does not need to be consumed or ingested. However, the water is safe for showering. However, use caution when showering infants due to the sensitivity of their skin. The water is safe for cleaning dishes if you're able to dry them well. And the water is safe to wash laundry in. Again, ADEM recommended that the City of Hamilton be put under a do not drink order out of an abundance of caution. There is no evidence of harmful substances in our water. So I know we have had some questions about when we can get from under a do not drink order. Per ADEM, all tanks in our service area must reach a pressure of 20 pounds per square inch or PSI. Once all of our tanks are at the 20 PSI mark, a series of 38 tests will be ran throughout the system, and these tests must be taken to the lab in Tuscaloosa. Once the results get to Tuscaloosa, it takes approximately 24 hours for us to be able to get the results back. It is because of this that we again ask all the customers in our area to conserve as much water as possible. The quicker our tanks are able to reach the 20 PSI mark, the quicker we can lift the do not drink order and all water can be used for normal activity. Just a continuation of most of our posts, we are at this time at our water distribution center located at the Hamilton Fire Department, still giving out cases of water for those that are in need. I know that there are many ways for people who have no means of transportation to obtain water. There are also tanker trucks parked at the Hamilton City track beside the fire department, and also Byrd Fire Department and Schattsville Fire Department for those that are needing non-potable water. And it is because of our emergency management department that we were able to also go ahead and order and have portable shower units that will be set up close to the fire department. Should be around this afternoon, but we're unsure of an exact time, but more information will be posted for that. We also want to thank you. We also want you guys to know that as fellow community members, make sure that all those around you in your neighborhoods have the right water and have the right information during this time. I want to end things by saying that this was a series of unpredictable events that have impacted our city, from ice storms to breakage to failures at the treatment plant, but we have moved through them. I want to thank the mayor and the rest of this city council for the amount of time, countless hours that we have put in for the last 2 weeks in helping what we could do in restoring our services. I want to thank all of the departments represented behind me for their willingness to help where they are needed. It was never an issue of, hey guys, we need you to help. Everyone was willing to step up and just do what they needed to do to help everyone in the city, and we're still continuing to see that today. I would also want to most importantly thank the citizens of Hamilton for your willingness to help during the last 2 weeks. I believe we are so blessed to live in a community that will help each other, be good stewards of our resources, and take care of our fellow community members. I know that once we have more information on when the tanks reach those levels, as well as when we send off testing, we will be able to post that on our city's website. For now, all operations remain the same as I said, and I just want to say thank you all, and God bless. Now I'll turn things back over to Mayor Page.
Thank you, Ross. As you can see, it was quite an ordeal that we've just come through. We're still in a recovery mode, but it's a very positive recovery mode. We're seeing many of our customers already with water in their homes. Those on the west side that are last to be served because of the sequence of filling the tanks to the west will soon be served. We expect to fully recover by first of the week. Hopefully everybody in the entire system of Hamilton and many of the rural will already be served by Monday. I could not leave this podium this morning without my personal thanks to these men, including our legal staff. Jeremy Streetman has been with us throughout this, helping prepare statements. EMA has been great. Our police and fire department, our street department, our sanitation. Oh, we're caught up on sanitation pickup. We have all the garbage picked up. We had to work extra hard, and sometimes even doubting that the facilities would take our garbage once we got it in the truck, because we couldn't offload it. Many of the facilities were shut down. So, Greg, you did a great job catching us back up. Tracy's department, the street department, have gone out and repaired roads that have deteriorated during this ice storm. Those water guys that were out there fighting those breaks in the sub-zero weather, their pants legs freezing to their legs. It was amazing to see them work. Hamilton, you should be so proud of the work staff that we have hired to serve you at Hamilton, and we've got an outstanding, fantastic group of people. No one during this time made the statement, "That's not my job." They came and said, "What can we do to help with this recovery period?" And I thank each employee for doing that, and you should, as a city, when you see city employees, thank them. Many of our ladies here at City Hall have taken some harsh calls because people were so upset. They weren't to blame for any of this, but they talked to you and tried to show you that we care, and I appreciate them. So with all that said, this is a positive meeting this morning, folks. Hamilton's a great city. You have a great council. You have great workers here in the city. I just want you to know that you're privileged to live in Hamilton, Alabama, and have some of the best people serving you that you could ever imagine. So with all that said, I'm going to ask if there's anyone else that would want to make a comment on the camera today. Rodney, do you have anything specific you'd like to say?
Yes, sir. I would like to say one thing. I would like to stress that during this time or any other time, our water treatment plant has not distributed out any contaminated water, period. We have strict regulations of monitoring and testing that we do every hour at the plant, and at no point are we ever going to send out any contaminated water. Thank you.
Anyone else like to say a word this morning? Matt, you've been so much involved with the water distribution. Tell us how that's going.
We've got plenty of bottled water at the fire department. We're just north of 500,000 bottles of water that's been distributed to the customers in the city and on the county system. We've got plenty more. If you need it, come get it.
Chief Carter, you want to say anything on camera today?
No, sir, just everyone continue to be safe and use caution around the fire department. There's heavy traffic in that area, so just use caution and be mindful of other motorists that are in that area.
EMA?
No, sir, I don't have anything to add. Anything I can do for anybody here, anybody on the staff to support y'all through this, we're ready to act on that, but I think y'all pretty well covered everything.
There's others that we haven't thanked, our commissioners, our representatives, kids from the ramp that have come and helped hand out the water. So many, if we start calling names, we're going to leave someone out. I just want everyone that's been involved to know that we thank you for the effort that you came to show, and the volunteerism that we've had has been quite amazing. Folks really, really wanted to see us be successful in getting through this crisis. We can't thank you enough, and God bless you is my final statement.